Hi, I'm Carter, and today we're going to change out the cone in my dad's old resonator guitar. Before we begin, there's a few things we're going to need. First, of course, you'll need your resonator guitar, you'll need your new cone, a fresh set of strings, a handy-dandy screwdriver, and, if you want, a string winder for changing the strings afterwards. Our first step is going to be removing all the old strings to take the tension off the bridge. You can just go ahead and coil them up, toss them, save them, give them to your artsy friends, whatever you want to do with them. My dad used to say that you could boil them and use them again, but I'm not sure about all that. Now that we've got the strings off, we can take off the cover plate and start getting into the good stuff. The first thing we need to do to get inside is to take off all the screws that surround the outside of the cover plate. It's important that you take them off in the right order. You're going to want to take one off, as such, and then move directly across the cover plate. Remove the one directly across from it. This keeps the tension on the top even, which prevents any sort of cracking in the finish or warping of the wood that surrounds the tone ring. Now we're going to slide the cover plate off. Just pull up the tailpiece a bit and slide it right out. It should come right off. A good idea is to denote which way is going to be the front on your cover plate. This prevents any confusion when reinstalling it, especially because some of the holes may not be perfectly spaced and you'll face frustration if you don't know which way is which. Now that we have the cover plate off, we can begin to see what's going on inside of here. As you can see, a small screw attaches the spider to the cone. When we remove that, we're able to lift the spider off, and your cone should simply lift freely out of the guitar. Sometimes you need to use a screwdriver. As you can see, over time, a cone can accumulate quite a bit of dirt and debris. That's why it's so important to change your cone regularly. Now I'm going to replace my old cone with this fresh new one. Just slide it into the spot where the old one came out of. Take your spider, set it gently on top, and thread the screw through the top. And just tighten it down. Alright, we're entering the home stretch here. All we have to do now is slide our cover plate back onto the tailpiece, making sure you notice where you put your marking before, and tighten it back down with the screws you have set to the side. Remember to alternate screws just like the way you took them off to make sure that the tension stays even and prevents any sort of cracking. It's also a good idea to make sure that you only tighten your screws part way until they're all on, just to make sure everything stays even and doesn't warp the cover plate itself. All that's left to do now is toss some new strings on it and see how it sounds. You'll notice that as you put the strings on, the spider will try and spin under the tension of the new strings. If you notice the bridge getting out of perpendicular with the strings, you can simply reach through one of these holes in the faceplate and adjust it with a screwdriver. And there you go. Nothing like a little routine upgrade to make your guitar sound great. Now with your new cone installed, all that stands between you and greatness is a couple thousand hours of practice. Good luck!